It is amazing, folks. It's once again amazing how we were blatantly lied to in January and February about the unemployment numbers and the overall economic. They're just blatantly lied to. And we're being blatantly lied to about whatever or not is happening in this Iranian deal to boot.
Live from the Southern Command in sunny South Florida, it's Open Line Friday!
And of course, the pièce de résistance, we are being lied to about what's happening in Indiana. Every day, we have to devote time here to straightening out the lies that are told by the Democrat Party, the President of the United States, and every one of his rabid, insane, lunatic supporters. I mean, I'm happy to do it. But for crying out loud, I yearn for the day where everybody knows when they open their mouths they are lying, and I don't have to explain it. But I've been hoping that for 26 years. And the odds are I'm going to be hoping that for however many number of years there are remaining, which means we're going to continue to expose the lies for however many years there are remaining. Great to have you on the EIB Network and Open Line Friday. Rush Limbaugh here at 800-282-2882. Open Line Friday, pretty much open to you. Whatever you wish to talk about is going to be okay. Well, yeah, I mean, there's always something that won't make it. I mean, I don't want to hear people complain about the electric bill or the drought in California. Everybody knows about that. Did you see that one? The restrictions, water restrictions, first time in the history of the state? Anyway, the number, if you want to participate, is 800-282-2882, and the email address, lrushbo@eibnet.com. Okay. The January and February jobs numbers have been revised downward dramatically. You remember January and February, the drive-bys all breathlessly excited, reporting the brand new job applications. People applied for new jobs and got new jobs, and the unemployment number was plunging at a rapid rate. And my God, we were back. Oh, my God, it was so wonderful. We were back. The country finally, and everybody knew it wasn't true. But the numbers were the numbers. They were put out by the government. Drive-by media sucked them right up, spit them right back out at us. And those of us who knew it wasn't true had to sit there, grit our teeth once again, while the low-information crowd just lapped it up, knowing full well this day would come when they revised the numbers downward. In other words, tell us the truth, long past the moment in time when anybody would care. We now have a record 93.1, almost 93.2 million Americans not working. I do not know in whose universe that represents a growing, recovering, burgeoning economy. 93,175,000 Americans are not working. And as I love to point out, people misunderstand this. They think I'm being critical. They're all eating. And they're all making phone calls. And they're all streaming video on their smartphones. And they've all got a big screen somewhere. They're probably all consuming adult beverages. Those who do are able to. 93 million Americans. So if you can do all that, if you can have the essence of life as an American, a cell phone, beer, and a Big Mac, why work? Santa Claus, Democrat Party brings it to you. But remember, voting Democrat means your life never gets better. It's what it boils down to. Voting Democrat means your life is a straight line or trending downward. A record 12.2 million African Americans are not working, not in the labor force. A record 56.1 million women are not working, not in the labor force. And the Federal Reserve, after all of these wonderful predictions of economic growth that we got in January and February, are now predicting the growth forecast to be zilch. Zero economic growth, the Federal Reserve forecast for the balance of the year. It's an absolute disaster. So unnecessary and so disappointing. But there are the numbers. And by the way, the March job numbers themselves are quite lame as well. The Associated Press, not happy, only because of how bad it makes the regime look. The weakening U.S. economy. What do you mean, weakening U.S.? You people have been telling us for 3 years it's a growing economy. You people have been telling us for 3 years that we're in this burgeoning recovery. The weakening? Now you tell us? U.S. economy spilled into the job market in March as employers added only 126,000 jobs. I saw yesterday when they were touting the news that was going to be released today. Yesterday, they were all excited, the drive-bys were, because they reported something like the application for unemployment numbers had dropped 20,000. And that had to mean it was going to be great news today. If fewer people applied for unemployment, all it meant was that 20,000 people, and that's a guess anyway, had just decided to stop looking. There aren't any jobs out there. There aren't any careers being born. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to reverse as long as the borders are open. And the country is flooded with low-skilled, low-educated, and thus low-wage people. It's just not going to happen. The mathematics alone is all you need to know that it isn't going to happen. The weakening U.S. economy spilled into the job market in March as employers added only 126,000 jobs, the fewest since December of 2013. That's not last December. It's over a year. Snapping a streak of 12 straight months of gains above 200,000. And 200,000 is nothing to write home about ever since the first stimulus bill. I remember Joe Biden running around promising 500,000 new jobs every month back in April of 2010. That's what their recovery was going to be, 500,000 new jobs a month. And now 200,000 is considered a benchmark great number. And 200,000 jobs, not even replacement level, much less economic growth. Labor Department said Friday unemployment rate remained at 5.5%. Isn't it funny how that works? No matter how dire the job news is, no matter how disastrous, no matter how pukey bad the job news is, the unemployment rate doesn't go up. In fact, it usually falls. The economy has been squeezed so far this year by harsh weather, factory slowdowns, and lackluster construction. Really? What, it's never cold in December? So bad weather in December, unusually cold weather in December meant bad economic activity, as though it's never cold in December. In addition to reporting sluggish hiring for March, the government revised down its estimate of job gains in February and January by a combined 69,000. What a shock. Wage growth in March remained modest. There is no wage growth except for the top 1%. That is the next story, ladies and gentlemen. Except for the rich, Americans' incomes fell last year. How can this not be blamed on Obama? He's been in office now over 6 years. Pretty slick. Barack Hussein sets up an economy that only helps the already wealthy and then blames the Republicans for the poor. And right there to help him along, as usual, the drive-by media. Most Americans' incomes continued to fall last year. This is the French news agency, by the way. But the richest 20% saw their incomes rise, according to a new Labor Department report, in fresh data that adds fire to a growing debate over income inequality. See how this works? We got Obama president for 6+ years. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer, and we've got a Republican-oriented wage inequality problem. The Republicans did it. The average pre-tax income fell 0.9% from the same period a year earlier to $64,432. That's as far as I'm going to go because it gets number-centric and they're hard to follow on radio. The bottom line is that they're lying to us pre-election. They lie to us during the election. They lie to us immediately after the election. And in March and April, when nobody's thinking election, we get the truth. So that they can say at the end of the day, no, we didn't lie. We were mistaken early on, and we did revise our numbers now, and blah, 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 blah.